When do you have your shoulder done?
The 30th,
You're on.
couple weeks ago.
It's amazing, you do the whole thing, huh?
Oh, yeah,
I know my friend's wife just has
I
one.
may
Yeah.
forget my.
in and out,
I
same day.
looked up. What?
We'll Dan now.
Dan's driving around.
Oh. But he's so skinny, you'd think he could just run up and down the stairs.
Did he tell you what he did?
No, what do you do? What do you do?
Yes, you're live on TV.
Smile, Lou, you're head to the camera.
Let me give that to you, because you haven't seen
Do
it.
I want this?
You can have it.
Do I
Good,
want
good.
it though?
Yeah, there's something missing, that's the speaker.
Please leave your message
Oh,
for
okay.
91447428115.
Here's Dan's phone. Hey Dan, it's Jennifer. I'm just calling you rather than having you call into the conference number. I'll try again in a few minutes. Bye.
Yeah, we're
What's
missing the
missing?
remote transmitter.
So this is
Or
a copy I
that's
can
not
write
a-
on?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey Dave, how are you? So there is one thing.
Hey.
Hey Dave, how are you?
Your remote transmitter.
Transmitter.
And again, that's strictly for Charles Coleman. It's, you know, it's not the system heading down East or West Main Street.
Well, yeah, because we're gonna have to do something different
Yeah,
there.
yeah, so it's,
Okay.
but it looks like they can now deliver, so, which is good.
Okay. All right, hi Dave.
Hey,
Hey.
hey, hey, John.
You left him a message?
Yeah, I'll try him again. Maybe just leave it not ready.
Yeah, why, he never had a problem in the past calling
The
in.
past couple of times, he says he keeps getting put in like a waiting room.
Oh,
And when
We
I
know.
go back the next day and try to recreate it, I can get through without a problem, so I don't know what he
Maybe I
might
should try
be
it.
doing wrong.
hmm.
I've done it with Christine on the phone, so
Yeah,
with
that's
other
interesting,
people,
yeah.
and we all don't have a problem, so I don't know if it's something.
But I've never dialed in, so maybe I should try it.
I'll try and get him again.
No, I mean, to see what issue he's having.
Oh, okay.
You know, tomorrow we can try it.
Hey Dan, it's Jennifer.
Hey, Jennifer.
We're all
Oh,
here.
hi.
We're gonna start the meeting in a few minutes.
No way,
Oh, it's just wonderful.
Yeah, good.
I mean,
no way.
well, I decided it's a good idea to jump up,
Oh, no, you gotta do good.
and, but they were doing really well.
Yes.
Now they're not.
Mhm.
Too much impact.
Not the best shoe attire.
Oh,
Upstairs.
What? For someone who just, it's not the best foot attire is what I.
Goodbye? I got by, yeah, all right.
Skinny minivan.
Oh, hi.
I think I probably 40 pounds of being lost.
I think I took some of it.
I think I found it.
Mm-hmm. I took at least half.
I just stopped at a rest stop, you know, on the way back from the airport. You know,
Do I wanna
usually,
know this?
no, usually when you go in restaurants,
One can.
yeah, you wanna have all the delicious,
Crap.
yeah, it's horrible food.
Yeah.
So I had to abstain.
Did you pack a snack for yourself?
No,
Mm-hmm.
but, she was supposed to take off at 4 o'clock, and now it's 7:42.
Oh,
Hopefully.
did they say why?
Well, the plane was held up in Florida because of weather.
Hopefully they don't cancel the flight now. They've been doing a lot of that.
I know. I think she's there with my daughter, so they may.
Get
they
it
may-
right.
Yeah, either that or go to her parents. Not too far from there. But I hope that's not the case. Please don't give me this.
What's that?
It was 700.
Yes, that's your name on it, right? I have your name on there. You're doing it for Jerry.
Yeah.
I have a lot of Dan S. 4 Dan S, 2 Daves, and you.
Is this Roars? Approve final payment to Roars.
Yes, the final payment, yes.
All right, and this is he the one that's getting this contract?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you not look at your packet?
Hmm.
I
Well,
need to
it's-
think about my email last Thursday.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Just ask
Say
them.
that was different from the, is that the same agenda? No.
Well, you got a different one?
No, I guess, okay.
July 18th,
It looked, it looked shorter.
Oh, my God.
Well, let me see that.
Oh.
Joseph Fletcher gets different agenda.
Cat's out of the bag now. You didn't know we give you a special agenda every time.
All right.
Is it? Okay. All right, welcome to the July 18th, 2022 Village Board meeting. If you could join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Everybody have a chance to read the minutes? Do I have a motion to approve the June 20th and the July 5th minutes, or is there any questions or changes regarding the minutes?
Nope.
So do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, Dave, you want to talk about the resolution?
Yes. So this is a revised resolution to amend local law number 1 of 2018 to simplify what was previously introduced, which was to repeal it in its entirety. This resolution will only repeal the height limitation from 4 floors to 3.5 floors, and leaving the other provisions relating to the special permit for the apartments on the first floor, which was based on a recommendation from our planning consultant that it actually would promote the purposes of the master plan by encouraging senior citizens and others who might have difficulty with that, in buildings without an elevator, accessing the property. and having a place to live, so it'll actually create a more, kind of a more diversified village center. So there was that, and then also the density, the repeal would have limited the density within the B1 to 10 units per acre, which is something that needs to be looked at. I mean, it's not something that we want to necessarily take out at this point, because as part of the review of the master plan and the like, that's something that should be looked at, because right now that would then, it would then, what happened with the 2018 law is it removed that density restriction. So meaning that the density in the B1 would be based on what the planning board would deem to be an appropriate density. With that, if that was repealed, then we'd go back to the density of 10 units per acre, which is pretty light density, given that many of the lots in the village are, you know, 1/10 of an acre, and many of them have several apartments, so you really wouldn't have, it really wouldn't be consistent with the way it was laid out in the master plan and in the zoning. So we're waiting for the county received the new referral last week. I got an email from Jennifer Kokos at the county indicating that she should have something to us shortly. So that should allow us to move forward, if that's what the board wants to do, at the meeting in, I guess that'd be the August meeting, right?
So should we set the public hearing for that, or?
Well.
Or wait until
yeah, let's wait to see whether we actually have it in hand, because if we don't get the,
okay.
you know, it can. I think it can wait until, you know, the middle of August, because it really is not going to affect any of the projects that are currently on the agenda.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Great.
All right, Dan Stone, you're up for the award of contract 2.
Thank you. We are recommending that the board award contract 2 to Roars Construction. That contract has 2 components. One is the installation of the 3-inch lines required to complete the Umshot project, and a second bid item for a 6-inch line, which will be used in the future for the Lower Baxter site. We have reviewed the contract, and we believe that it is ready to be awarded by the village. We will present paperwork for the mayor to sign in the next couple of days, but we would like you to consider awarding this contract tonight.
Okay, does anybody have any questions regarding this?
No, I make a motion that we award the contract to Roars Construction, Clintondale, complete this work in the prescribed time.
And I'll second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, Dan, you're up again for water rate schedule?
Yes. Jeff Smith and I and a team comprising of Christine and Jeff's staff and my staff have been working on water rates for about the last 2 or 3 months. We will ask this board at its first meeting in August to set a hearing for the second meeting in August. I still have to work out some of the details of procedural steps between now and final adoption, but if you set that hearing, that will at least give us the opportunity to get this done in August. Williamson Law is starting to build the program to implement these rates. As discussed at the last meeting, it's a simplified rate, which we think will make it easier for the public to understand, easier to administer, and easier to send bills out. At the end of last week, we sent Mayor Taylor and Pawling Joint Sewer Commission Chairman Peters copies of the work point that we're at to date, including a recommendation for benefit unit assignment and comparison of the costs to large and small users between the old system and the new system. I'm hoping to schedule a meeting with those two managers later this week or at their convenience to actually walk through the rate structure and the impact so they can understand it. And upon their acceptance of this draft instrument and their schedule for sharing it with both the village board and the commission, we will send that out with a descriptive document. I hope all that can take place before August 1st, and that by the first meeting in August, you'd be in a position to schedule a hearing and then possibly adopt those rates in the second meeting in August. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to entertain and answer them.
So, the mayor and I are planning, I think, sometime this week, hopefully, to sit down and go through what was sent at the end of last week. I think there are some concerns that we would like to address, and we'll certainly present that to you and to Jeff once we've sort of gotten a chance to go through it more closely. For the most part, I think pretty, I like it. There are some concerns about, some of the larger users, and I think we should address that.
That's fine. If you want Jeff and I to be part of that as a working meeting, providing whatever explanation or color, we'd be happy to do that. Or if you want to work alone and then come and ask us questions, that's fine too. But if there's any benefit in real time us giving you the rationale behind what you're reviewing, we'd be happy to do it.
All right, I think we'd like to have a chance to just go over it quick and discuss it, and then have a sort of a working meeting.
Very good, thank you.
Now, are we gonna be ready to set the public hearing for August 1st?
We don't know that yet. We don't have to set that today.
Okay, all right. Okay,
Well, we could set it,
And
and we don't have to do it, correct?
is that,
So we could set the public hearing and then see how
is that,
My recommendation would be to set the public hearing for the second meeting in August, and if it doesn't come to pass, we can extend it, but at least the notice would be, the date would be set and the notice could be given.
Okay. So I make a motion that we set the public hearing for the water rate for the second meeting in August, and we'll, you have a second?
I'll second.
all in favor, say aye?
Aye.
All right.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Well, you're up again.
Yeah,
The technical memo regarding the UMSHID changes for seeker.
Yes, you have before you tonight a technical memo that our staff prepared. The principal author was Karen Labruta with assistance from Russell and Barbara Beal. That technical memo goes through all of the seeker questions. And the reason that we're supplying that to you for your consideration now is there was some changes in the UMSHID project that resulted over time as a result of reusing the Baxter treatment plant to treat the UMSHID well and not building a new Baxter plant on the UMSHID property. That's the principal difference, but it also, another difference was bringing raw water from the north, the UMSHID parcel, to the south, to the Baxter Green parcel. We've gone through all of the aspects of seeker and evaluated the potential impact of those changes, and we have concluded that those changes are not significant enough to cause any reopening of seeker. You've had that in your package. I hope you've had an opportunity to review it. And if you agree with our conclusion, then I would ask that you have a motion and resolution tonight to concur that the impacts are not, that the impacts of the changes are insignificant and do not require a reopening of the seeker determination.
Okay, so has everybody had a chance to read that?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any issue with
No,
it.
I
Does
don't.
anybody have any issues or
I have
concerns,
no
questions?
concerns.
No,
Okay.
we looked at this a few months ago.
Okay.
So,
So, do I have a
I
motion
would
to
make a
accept
motion
this
To,
ruling?
to not reopen seeker for the on-site changes, as it will have no impact on, anything. Do I have a second?
Also,
Second.
also,
Mr. Peter, or Trustee Peters, I would say no significant impact that is greater than the impacts previously studied.
Okay, no, impact greater than the impact that's already,
Which was deemed not to be significant, right, Dan?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, so I have a motion, I have a second?
I second.
Seconded? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Okay. Dave, you're back.
Just an update on the parking. The process is moving along, and in a conversation with the FBS folks, Dennis, who has been in touch, I know, with Jennifer and you, Lori, with the schedule of fines and a recommendation for sort of a graduated fine increase based on failure to appear. And so I think the goal is to try to get it up and running by September 1st, is what he indicated, if we move forward with getting those fine schedules implemented in the law, as well as, you have a question?
I was just gonna say, in reviewing the parking ticket, we came up with quite a laundry list of items that we were uncertain about. So I know that needs to be addressed. One of them that sticks out is the fact that, we're on the Connecticut border. We have a lot of Connecticut vehicles that come into the village. We have other states that come into the village, and I'm not sure how that will be addressed, and how they can process out-of-state
Yeah, I think
information.
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
I think normally, it would be, and I think that's the benefit of having a system that discourages people from going to court and encourages them to, pay by computer or whatever and
Okay.
online, and then they can see sort of live time that they're getting increased. They're not making the payment, it goes up, it ratchets up each time, so I'll double check that, but
Okay.
I think that's it's an
All right,
important point, but it happens all the time.
Did we draft the points
We had.
between
wrote that,
Lou
yeah.
and you and I? Did we draft them? And yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll draft all of our questions and concerns and then
Stick
give
it
them to
into
you.
Stick it into, try to, ultimately, there's a bunch of, there's a bunch of different laws from many, many years, and they're kind of, they need to be reviewed, but we wanna, I think what we wanna do is not, perfect is the enemy of good. If we can get this, the things that Dennis feels we need in order to move forward, which I think are the things that, you're talking about.
Which I would like to get the ticket worked
Yeah.
out so that we have
Yeah.
everything that we need on that ticket, so we're good to go
Right,
once all the other paperwork's in
yeah.
place.
Yep, I agree, yeah. So anyway, he seems quite, seems to know what he's doing, so.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yep.
Dan Stone, you're up again, for final payment for Roars.
Yes, Roars was issued the contract for contract one. That was the installation of the 3-inch raw water lines between the Umshide wells and the Baxter Green Treatment Plant, absent that portion of the line that was under the wetland DP 22. He completed that work on time and in budget. Payments have been made. We are recommending that the final payment be made to him in the amount of $10,307.71, thus completing this contract.
Okay,
So I would make the motion that we approve and make the final payment to Roars Construction in the amount of $10,307.71.
I'll
That was
second.
okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Dan Peters, you're up for the next item.
So we had a lot of, or not, we had some equipment that had been stored in the drying bedroom up at the sewer plant, and we deemed that most of it was not serviceable or usable by the village anymore. The last item on that list was an 80 horsepower portable air compressor that was put out to bid on Auctions International, and we received a high bid of $750, which is more than fair. Actually, it's quite good. And so I make a recommendation that we accept this bid and
Question, Dan, is that a net amount, the $750?
yes, right?
There is a fee we pay to Auctions International.
So it comes off the $750? Okay. All right, I'll second.
So you made a motion, you recommended, is that a
Yes,
motion?
yes, that's a motion.
And I'll second.
Okay, any questions? Would you?
Sorry.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we received an assembly permit to use our bandstand, correct, Jennifer? Yeah, it's to use our bandstand. They are going to do blood pressure screening this coming Saturday. So does anybody have any questions regarding this?
No.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve this assembly permit?
I'll make a motion to approve the assembly permit for the.
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Dan Stone, do you have anything else in your engineer's water system report?
Yes, just briefly, we're on track to close out the UMSHIDE loan and grant program with EFC by December. To do that, we need to finish the work with the horizontal drilling that you awarded tonight. We are out on the street for the wellhead work and some minor electrical work in the Baxter Green Treatment Plant. That work needs to start after October 1st and be completed by the end of the year. So that's a general schedule of where we are and with the UMSHIDE, and we are on track to close out that contract. We've been working with EFC and State Health Department to meet those targets. The second thing is one of the biggest challenges in the UMSHIDE well field was dealing with what's known as an Article 11 permit. That's an endangered and threatened species permit, and they call it an incidental take. We received formal notice from New York State Department of Environmental Conservation that the endangered and threatened species is not an issue at the Lower Baxter site.
Wow.
And I take, yeah, wow.
Wow.
I think that is big.
That's awesome.
And I take, yes, and that should help us streamline our way through the process to get permits and to get health department approval. We had a meeting, Juliana Connolly and I had a meeting with Jim T. July 12th, I believe it was, to go over the preliminary designs for the Lower Baxter site. And we had no significant comments or changes, but it was a good interaction. So
Great.
I think we're doing our homework. We should be getting people in shape to hopefully streamline their review and approval of those facilities.
That's
And
great.
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Okay, does anybody else have anything before we close and go into open? Okay, so do I have a motion to close the regular meeting and open public comment?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Any public comment? No? No? Okay. All right, I guess we're all set. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, good night.
Good
Be
night.
well.
Good night, Dan.
Good night.
Call him Dan.
Bye, Dave.
Next.